Good morning, warriors. Fernando here, God's prepared warrior, and welcome to Thursday. Um, this is I'm talking to you from the Texas perspective. Okay, for us here in Texas, and then even at that, depending on where you live in Texas, we are one day to snow and ice mageddon. So, uh, you know, I posted a reel yesterday. Well, a short for YouTube, but I posted it everywhere. And it is a funny. I don't even know what movie it's from, but it starts snowing, and all of a sudden everybody starts freaking out. They start buying out the grocery store, and I mean, it's chaos. If you haven't gone and checked out that short yet, you got to go check it out. It's pretty funny. But it's actually true life here in Texas, because we never have anything like this that happens, and all of a sudden things change, people's ideas change, and now we're running out of toilet paper. So I'm just saying, we're one day out, probably a day and a half, maybe, I would say, because I think really it starts in my area. It's Friday night that we're gonna see lots of wet, cold, icy mix. So, but anyway, I wanted to just come on and kind of pick up from yesterday's video. Yesterday was kind of like a highlight of are you ready for winter? But I think that today's video, I want to kind of hit a few things that some people seem to forget when it comes to winterizing their home, right? We know that we have to wrap our pipes outside, buy the little styrofoam cup thing to cover the faucet. I always add a rag to it, just so that it's more insulation than just kind of like styrofoam. But anyway, I'm an overachiever. But make sure that your plants, okay? I've never thought about this until, recently, that I, started, thinking about growing plants and things like that. I have a few plants. I've already brought them inside. And then if you have plants that will not make it through the freeze, and you want to keep them, I'm imagining, because I'm not a plant expert, that you would want to cover them up, so that they can stay warm. I see a lot of people in our area, when it freezes, they start covering their plants and things like that. So you can definitely do that. The other thing is your pets. It's going to be freaking cold. So if you don't want to be outside, what makes you think your pets want to be outside? So take care of your pets, folks, and create a space for them, so that they can stay warm, and they're going to be happy. Just make sure that you have extra food and water, not just for yourself, but also for your pets. I think that's an important thing that we sometimes forget too, as well. And then the next thing I would say is, if it's going to be really, really cold where you are, a good thing to do is to take, like, maybe some throw blankets and some thumbtacks or push pins, right? They have different names, and you can cover your windows and push thumbtack those around the window, so that no air comes through the window. If you have double pane windows and they're those weather windows, that's great. But I would still do it, because it's still cold, right? Especially if it's going to be really, really cold. So you can cover your windows. If look at your doorways, and if there's like some kind of way for wind to come in through your door, make sure that you cover that. You can also tack up a blanket to cover that. You can throw maybe some towels at the bottom to cover the bottom, so wind is not coming into your home. And just be ready. You just never know when the lights are going to go out, even in a winter storm. So, if the lights go out, and maybe you don't have a fireplace, or some kind of wood burning stove, that's kind of not here in Texas. Other than the fireplace, we do have fireplaces, but wood burning stoves, not too many. But let's say lights go out. How do you stay warm, right? A lot of people have sworn by pitching a tent in your living room, closing all the doors to your room, and then being in that tent, and you're warm in there. I can imagine that is true, because I go camping all the time, and I go camping in the cold, and a lot of times my own body heat kind of creates condensation within in the tent. So that does work to stay warm inside your house. So just make sure you have extra blankets, right? If you don't, make a trip to Goodwill. They sell that stuff, and you can get them pretty inexpensive. You might even find some wool blankets, blankets that are going to really, really keep you warm. So also, if you have other alternative heating plans, use those, get those out, right? If they're put away in the garage somewhere, we should already have those out and ready to be put into use. Just in the event that the lights go out, you have a heater, something else to heat your home. Maybe you have an electric heater, but if the lights go out, hopefully you have something like maybe a solar power generator to be able to utilize that heater to stay warm. So think about those things, because a lot of times if ice is going to form on power lines, ice gets heavy, and if it's a large accumulation, they just might break the power lines, and then we're out of electricity. So just be ready, guys. I wanted to come out here and just push yesterday's video, and then think of some practical ways to stay warm. Of course, run your faucets really low, and open the cabinets at the bottom of your sink in your kitchen and in your bathrooms, so that the heat that your home is generating will keep those pipes from freezing. And though that's always a great idea. So just stay safe, guys, and know that this storm is not playing around, and this is not a drill. This is real. So people do die in these kind of weather conditions. So check on your family members, check on your neighbors, and make sure that they are ready for this storm too, because it's going to come up, and it's going to hit us hard. And I think it's important for us to be ready for that. So don't just stay vigilant for yourself. Stay vigilant for your family. Stay vigilant for your neighbors. Maybe you have an elderly neighbor like I do, and just check on them to make sure that they're okay, they're ready, and let's help one another, and let's get through this storm so that we can, on the outside of it, make sure we're all okay. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. I know it was short and quick, but just wanted to come on and kind of push, hey, this thing is coming, and it's good for everybody to be ready. So happy Thursday, guys, and hope to see you on the next video. God bless.